Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Northern League podcast. Today, we're not in the studio. We're on Zoom again, but I'm joined by the one and only Charlie Walker. Charlie, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good, mate. How are you?
No, I'm good. It's a bit annoying. We're on the Zoom, but still a long time till we get back to uni. So we're gonna have to make do. Jack Lala's away, sunning it up in Lanzarote, so he has not joined us. But yeah, ready to talk about Northern League. It's been a long time. We've had a couple of guests over the summer, but quite a bit's happened in the first few weeks of the season. So I think we'll stop talking and jibber jabber and just get straight into it.
Yeah, get straight into it. Get straight into it, yeah.
Right then.
If you're kicking off with Div 1, yeah, bro?
We'll start with Div One, and
Yeah,
a lot's happened in Div One really. The
yeah,
big boys from the relegate from the MPL East have definitely been showing their weight about. As we're going to talk about Bishop and Blythe, obviously, who are first and second. Bishops won 4 out of 5. They only lost to Shildon at home.
Shielding obviously a
Big
strong
and
side.
then yeah, but the biggest win obviously was the last game against Horden away from home, which was a really statement performance, especially going there and winning 6-0. Horden and no mugs either. They're a good side. We're up there for the majority of the season last year, so but it's been a good start for them. But no really surprise if everyone knows Bishops and the budget they have and the players they have. Obviously, me and Charlie have been speaking, but Gary Martin.
Yeah,
I think
just
to have
ridiculous, isn't it?
him at your disposal at this level, obviously scored a shit ton of goals for Hebburn last season in the MPL Prem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
25, I think, something
yeah,
like
25. I still can't believe he's at the club, and but
Yeah, and
just
he's not the only one, is it?
no,
You know what I
likes
mean?
Craig Moody, friend of the pod.
Yeah, yeah. 2 goals on that little brace in that game as well.
Some were saying a hat trick though.
Yeah, but
Who knows?
I was gonna say like during the summer when they were picking up all these players, it was like they were collecting like a Galacticos squad for Northern League Division 1. I think people in the comments were realizing as well, weren't they, every time they make a signing like these won't be in the division long, so they've got big pressure on their shoulders. They've got expectations they need to live up to, but they definitely started pretty well, haven't
No, they have. Like as I said, won 4 out of 5 games. Like I just, it is just will they be able to continue it? But it's so early in the season. We're only 5 games in, but I, we might not be doing predictions, but they are my favourite to win the
they?
title. And it's a really brave decision from me. I've really leaped out on a big one there to predict it, but I don't really see anyone competing with them. And I think we said off camera there. I think they'll be winning the title quite comfortably, and that's nothing against the other teams in this league who we'll get on to in a bit. But I just feel they'll be too good, which they've
Yeah.
kind of already proven so far.
Yeah, no, they've had a great start. Obviously, it's very, very early doors, but yeah, I would say they're my favourites as well. And you don't usually do too bad with your predictions either. You got West Auckland right last season, so you might get that promotion
Mm,
prediction correct again. Who knows? But
let's hope
yeah,
so.
I will see.
So just put on my laptop there. See, that's probably we're doing it on
Yeah, that's
Zoom.
the
We'll get that
difficulties,
in there.
man. The studio needs to come back ASAP.
Right. So carrying on the theme of a relegated side to at least we'll go on Blythe Town, who again have started really strongly. But thing is with them, they kept a good core from last year. Didn't really let a lot go. Kept the likes of Adam Johnson, who at this level is a bit too good for this level, in my opinion. Michael Connors was a good enough manager. Been done. Got a good track record as well. And then, but they started off amazingly. 11 goals in their first 2 games.
Yeah,
Won the first 3 league games. But again, Shildon, although it wasn't in the league, beat them in the FA Cup 4-1 quite convincingly.
yeah, that's a great result for Sheldon. Like, very good result.
And then, but obviously in the last, we'll get on to Blue Star a bit later. But in the last game, the most recent one, which was quite out of the blue, really, Blue Star went there and convincingly beat them 3-1, which I don't think anyone was expecting, especially what's been going on at Blue Star recently, especially with outgoings that we'll come on to later. But I think the
Hmm.
biggest thing from that game was the goals, and specifically one that didn't count.
Oh yeah, the stanchion. The like, I saw someone
The
complain about
wheel,
the wheel. It looked like it was in by a country mile, to be fair. It's a crazy
great block
decision.
from the wheel there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean I don't know how that's not been given, but Yeah, I mean, we don't want to touch too much on Blue Star, but obviously away from home, that's a great win for them. Sort of stopped live a little bit in the tracks because I think the first two games, what was it, like 6-0, 5-0? It's like
Yeah.
how long they're going to keep this up for. So they have slowed down slightly, but like you say, still second. You can't complain with that after 5 games.
hmm And right, we'll move on to probably, yeah, the most surprising team to be in a minute. Also, Northern League Div 2 champions last season, Redcar Town, who have been
Yeah, Centurions.
absolutely flying.
Yeah, now that
But
they've started pretty much well, they're still unbeaten, aren't they? They've won three,
mhm,
drew one. For going into a new division, obviously it is a step up in quality, and just like all round it's a better division. So to start that well, I think they've kept most of the squad. They've brought a few players in over the summer, and yeah, pretty dream start for them. They can't have any complaints, I don't think.
I think what it was, everyone like stood up and took notice when the first game of the season got to go to Scotswood and get a result, big crowd there, go there and beat them.
Yeah,
And then, but they didn't stop there. Beat Newton Aycliffe as well. Obviously relegated from the league above. I know they've had a poor start to the
yeah, they
season,
haven't been great, have they?
but another one as well. They beat Wickham 5-0. Wickham are another side that started decently. They're up in the places. So yeah, just it's carrying on that theme. We've seen the likes of Horden, uh, Easington the season before.
Yeah,
We'll get
Blythetown,
onto
Blue
Yar,
Star.
yeah, Blue Star.
Yeah,
We'll get onto Yarm in a bit, but it's these sides that come up from Div 2. If you keep most of your squad and add just a few extra key players, you'll be able to perform well and succeed. And we know we are only a couple of games into the season, but I didn't really expect Redcar to go, not go and beat sorry, and then be third in the table and beating teams very comfortably.
yeah, especially like if you look on paper, like a Blue Star, they also had a crazy run at the end of last season. They'd be favourites to be in around the playoffs to beat them. And I feel like away from home, Blue Star, it's always like seems like a big game, doesn't it? People like to
hmm
beat Blue Star at home, and then
Yeah.
Newton Aycliffe obviously just went down, so that's a difficult one on paper. Wickham started strong as well, so they've done well to pick up the points in them first few games. So credit to them.
And then speaking of Easington, they haven't lost a game either, but
They're
they've kind
they're
of
the
always.
two. Sorry, they're the two that are still unbeaten in Div 1,
Mhm,
isn't it? Yeah. Because
mhm.
I know you love that unbeaten guide the lead brings out. Have they been doing it this
Lead, but
season? I haven't seen.
I don't know. The lead have been slacking. I know they've been coming and going.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think they're back in the prime
yeah.
now though. I think they're back locked in, so respect to
Mhm.
the lead on that one. But sorry, that's a bit off track.
But yeah, well, Easington they've always been a good side since they've come up, especially in their first season back winning. What was it? Was it winning the Durham Challenge Cup? Or
They beat the League Cup, they
beat
beat
Shildon,
Shildon.
didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
League Cup. Sorry, but they haven't lost as we said, but they beat Carlisle convincingly 4-1, and they did the same to Blue Star.
hmm
And then they beat Whitley Bay in the cup as well. So obviously Whitley Bay, we'll get onto them again. They've lost a few key players, so and they're struggling towards the start of the season. So we'll get onto them in a bit. But again, Easington just started off well, carrying on from where they've been, and no surprise really for me to see them
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, no, I think obviously they got that League Cup win when they first went up. It's sort of been a steady progression for them. I think they finished like maybe 14th or something the first Div 1 season, then they finished a bit higher last season, then this season unbeaten in four. So it seems like it's a progression as the seasons go on, which is good to see.
And then and the next side is Wickham
Yeah, not
again.
used to seeing them this high
No,
in the
no.
Northern League
When I
recently.
was when I've been looking at the table and when I'm writing notes about Wickham, it's like, was this really Wickham? But it kind of ended. What was it? They only lost. So their only loss is the high flying red car. But yeah, back after that, my voice and my throat decided to turn into Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, so
We're
it was all about
back to Wickham
Wickham.
talk. Yeah,
Yeah,
back to Wickham talk. Yeah.
my voice couldn't handle like Wickham being so high. But yeah, like started really well. Only lost
Mm.
to Redcar Town, who we spoke about doing really well. But again, Carlisle City took a battering, 5-0, and then there was another side to beat Blue Star at Scotswood.
Yeah.
So what we're getting for Blue Star haven't started well at home, and then sides are going to what was like a fortress, especially 2 seasons ago. Not
hmm
many sides would go there and win under Woody and Nashi. So
Well, yeah, we might as well speak about Blue Star now, to be fair, because we're just
We've
mentioning them.
mentioned them quite a bit, haven't we?
Yeah, we might as well just stop delaying it. Obviously been a very tricky start of the season, but there has been a bit of a positive result. Obviously beating Blythe Town. I don't think anyone's expecting that, especially when they were league leaders at the time. I mean, I know it's only 4 or 5 games in, but yeah, with all the player departures and obviously the seems like they were having leads and then they weren't keeping a hold of leads. I just it's a bit strange what's happened at the start of the season for them, isn't it?
No, what was really weird is when all like obviously they lost Dan Lanning,
Hmm.
and everyone knows Dan Lanning's record at Blue Star. You just can't replace that.
Yeah,
You,
I think it's
you
like
can't.
120 goals or something he's
Yeah.
got for Blue Star, yeah.
But it was kind of when I saw the departures of Connor Lamb, who joined in the summer, and
Hmm.
then Richie Slaughter as well,
Yeah, or
who
like the
joined last
senior.
season. And those are big serious like experienced players, especially Richie Slaughter,
Hmm.
who've been about for a long time. And then when Sean Reed left, the captain, I
Yeah.
think it was the night before the FA Cup game against Blythe Spartans.
Hmm.
So obviously lots of turmoil. There's probably, I don't know, stuff behind the scenes. Obviously we don't know about that. It's just speculative.
Yeah.
But it's not like the Blue Star we've come to know and fans in the Northern League have. So it's a very different one. But obviously, as you said, a much needed win against Blythe Town. But
Hmm.
the thing about Blue Star, they always have good young players coming through, be able to fill in and
Yeah.
kind of drag them through. So even though they've lost a lot of experience, they'll be able to definitely produce some young players who will get that needed exposure, who are hungry, who are ready to perform, and which they have. And like Paul Brayson as well, he's been about in the Northern League for a very long time. So definitely trust him to be able to steer them in the right direction.
Yeah,
But
no,
yes,
and
but it is a bit worrying how teams have been able to go to Scotswood and win because as we said, it was not many teams be able to do that a few seasons ago. So, but hopefully the win, as we said against Blythe Town, should be able to get them back in the right direction and get some, I don't know, confidence in a more positive mood around the place.
yeah, no, definitely. And I think, like you say, it's all basically all the senior players that have left, and to leave like 2, 3 games into the season, you cannot really plan for that. So something must happen behind the scenes for that to happen. But to be fair, one of the youth players, I think Alfie Coulthard, I'm not
Mm.
sure. He got the 2 goals and assists against Blythe Town, so they do have some strong youth talent there, and it looks like that'll be who like they're sort of relying on this season with all the senior players going, well, most of the senior players. But yeah, strange start of the season for them.
And I know we're not looking to games ahead, but their next game is Shildon.
Mm. Yeah,
So, and
so
like
big
that's a
game.
really big game for both of their seasons. Really, both not where they would like to be.
Hmm.
So, it
Yeah,
is that is a really big game
yeah,
for
yeah,
both.
definitely.
And now we've mentioned them, we'll probably I might as well get into them. They sit 10th, and are obviously after their season, just narrowly missing out to West Auckland in that playoff final,
Yeah,
which is obviously
95th minute or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
which will probably obviously take a toll. And I know they lost some key players to Redcar over the summer, so there'll be a lot of work doing there behind the scenes and trying to get players back on side after going so close last season.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, no. Sorry, do you have
but
anything
yeah.
else?
So we'll go into the games. They lost at home to Whitley Bay, and that's another side who have been destroyed by uh, higher teams nicking their players.
Hmm.
But they lost that, but then they responded with a win against Bishops, which was out of nowhere really. And obviously we spoke about Bishops and the players they have at their disposal, the team they have. But then they lost 3-1 to North Shields, but Shields are another good side.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
they're always just a strong side in that division, aren't they?
then they beat Blythe Town in the FA Cup.
Yeah, so it's a strange start. 2 wins, 2 losses in the league. It's only 4 games in. I don't think we can really read too much into it,
No.
but when you've got like obviously it looks like it'd be a very strong competitive Division One this season with sort of the budgets and like the big teams that have dropped down. You don't really want to be having a mixed start this season. You want to be trying to get the points on the board with all these games coming thick and fast. But like I said, I don't think we need to read too much into it. But
No, we
yeah,
can't
not the
really.
best start though. But
No. Obviously, I mentioned them. We'll go on to Whitley Bay. Obviously, we saw them in their last game at St James's Park in the Senior Cup final.
yeah.
Their win on pens. But obviously, there was talk about Jay Bates leaving. He stayed on.
Yeah, he did leave and then he came back, I think.
Yeah, but then they lost. They lost a goalkeeper Maro to Blythe Spartans. They lost the midfielder. Oh, what's his name?
Kanda, Mitra
Yeah,
Kanda.
Kanda. He went to Heaton. Then they lost Mackenzie Sharp to Heaton, but then he
Yeah,
came back.
yeah, after like a day. And they lost Callum Larmouth, one of the forwards,
Yeah.
went dropped a division to Bowden as well. So they've had a lot of change, haven't they?
hmm And that probably affected. But keeping Sharp's still there. He's notched a couple of goals at the start of the season, so he's continuing where he left off.
Hmm.
But uh, but they've only won one, and that was against Shildon. But then they've
I mean,
they've
not
lost a
not a
lot.
bad team to beat. To be fair,
No,
like
it's not.
no.
It's not. But they've lost the likes of Bentfield and Horden.
Hmm.
So yeah, a mixed bag. But I don't know. Can't would you? I don't know. If you would still expect them to be up there,
Yeah,
especially top
no, yeah.
half,
Hmm.
not to be in the like lower mid table. So, but it's really hard for us to actually like properly predict and
Yeah,
to
no.
because we are so short into the season. It could be in the next fortnight when we do this again. We'll look like idiots with egg on our face
Yeah,
when all
that's
these teams are like up there flying. So
yeah, it tended to happen quite a bit last season, didn't it? I just think it is hard to do like the reviews at this part of the season. You can
mhm,
sort of just really speak about the results and form. It's pointless trying to make any early predictions because loads of things can alter what's going to happen throughout the season. But yeah, slow start for them, but I'm sure they'll be up and running soon.
and then we'll go on to another newly promoted side, another friend of the show. We'll go on to Yarm, who
Oh
are
yeah, yeah, big friend of the show, yeah.
big. As like we've said carrying on the theme. I think that's going to be that's a new buzzword I think for this season. Carrying on the theme for the
Yeah.
newly promoted sides. They've only lost once, and they started the season well. First game of the season, beating Newcastle Benfield. Unfortunately, lost to bottom of the league Penrith. So a bit of a mixed bag, but recently in the FA Cup, it just took West Auckland, obviously, who now play in the NPL East, to a replay, and then in that
Yeah.
replay, unfortunately, conceded two late on to fortunately crash out, and then I think one of the recent games they drew with Horden. So probably Stephen he'll be happy with a couple of them results, but
Yeah,
some of them he will be kicking himself about. But probably will be happy overall that his side can definitely mix it at this level.
no, yeah, definitely. And I think we saw at the end of last season, they've kept basically their full squad, like we mentioned before, Redcar, and then they've made a few additions. And I think, sort of like you say, with the theme, there was a lot of late goals last season for Yarman, like comebacks. I think they've done that a few times already this season with a few late goals to like get a point or get a win. So it seems like the sort of spirit and the sort of mentality in the squads like sort of remain this season. So I think they'll go and have a strong season and definitely showing that they can compete in that league already.
And the last team I want to go of is the last of the relegated sides from the NPL East, which is Newton Aycliffe. They've
Hmm.
only won once. And obviously, from being the league above, you would expect them to be kind of up there and not floating down mid-table. And the
Hmm.
first win came in their last game against Northallerton, a comfortable
Yeah.
3-1 win. So it's another one where, but they got hammered by Thornaby 4-1, but drew with North
Hmm.
Shield. So it's probably another one where we're kind of doing this at the right time for these teams where they've got these wins recently, which they'll be hoping can kickstart their season well and truly. Because like no, though Newton Aycliffe were poor at the back end of the season, no one really expected them to be struggling this badly. But like I
Yeah.
said, we are so early into the season, so another couple of games they could be flying again. So
Yeah. Yeah. Is that all you've sort of for Division One? Or you got anything else to add?
I think that's it really.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know Shields are still up there, but we kind of expected that after how they ended last season. So
Yeah. No,
have
it's
you
all
have
right.
you got anything else from Div One you want to talk about?
No, to be fair, I can move to Division Two if we're good to. Yeah. I'll sort of just go in the order of the table. I'm not going to go for the full table. I'll just sort of like the playoffs and where how it stands currently. But top of the table, bit of a surprise if you look at last season's table. You got Bolton top, unbeaten, 16 points from 6 games, so five wins, one draw. You can't knock that out at all. Obviously unbeaten. I think a lot of the wins have just came by like a 1 goal margin, so they've sort of
hmm
got that momentum to just be churning out wins. Obviously had a very good summer. I was seeing though getting a few players from from like a higher step in higher divisions. I think they got someone from Dunstan. Obviously, we mentioned before they got that Callum Larmouth from Whitley Bay. So they've assembled a pretty strong squad, and so far it's delivering. Bearing in mind last season looked like they were nearly going to be in like a relegation battle at one point, but they
There was
managed
lots of
to.
change, wasn't there? There was lots of
Yeah.
change going on at Bolton.
Hmm.
So they've obviously done something right over the summer, stabilised a bit, and be able to continue. And like you said, if they're winning games by just a one goal margin, that's a chance. That's like a title winning team. Although it's so early to say, especially
Hmm.
with Billingham, you're probably going to in a minute, who are level on points. But
Yeah, I think they started not this strong, but they started strong last season. They were in and around the playoffs, and they sort of dwindled away a bit. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this momentum. But it looks like with the squad they've got for the division, it looks like it'll be a very positive season for them. So yeah, and then joint on points in second, we've got Burnham, who have had pretty eventful season on and off the pitch. To be fair, we'll touch on that tweet, as it's the first podcast of the season. Nearly 5 million views. It's on that strawberry daiquiri thing. I
that
mean,
Thackeray, eh?
there's something with Burnham and viral tweets. I don't know, like they seem to know the algorithm to
Well,
get on
no,
these people's
the admin
timelines,
loves
don't
it. He's got a bug for it or something.
they? Yeah.
He pulls them from nowhere.
Yeah. And he seems like there's been like 10 follow-up tweets and they've done good as well. So credit the admin. Like, I mean, I know
He owes that
you've
bloke
got
with a daiquiri a lot.
yeah,
Hopefully, he got him another one.
yeah. Oh, he's got to get a celebratory daiquiri for that, doesn't he? But yeah, fair play. But we'll speak about them on the pitch. Obviously, the new manager came in and it's been a pretty dream start for them. They made a few signings as well, but I think that they did lose one of well, he was like sort of the strongest striker last season, Charlie Watt, who I believe's at Mask now. I'm not quite sure. I think he's at Mask, but
Mhm.
they beat strong opposition like Dalton, who are up there at the minute. FC Hartlepool, who are obviously playoffs last season, right in as well, strong side. So got some wins against some good teams, and yeah, second still unbeaten. You can't knock that. So fair play to them. And
Mhm.
then we've got Jarrow, who obviously playoff final back to back for them. Missed out on both occasions very narrowly, which is gutting, but it looks like they'll be in amongst it by the start they've had of the season. They've obviously brought in Steven Ciambola, who's already on 9 goals, which is just crazy, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, no, he knows the Northern League very well, and he knows
Hmm.
where the back of net is as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a really good addition, and they're comfortably top goal scorers with 20 goals. So
yeah,
no one
yeah,
really
no,
expect they won't be slowing down anytime soon, and they'll be definitely they have continuing their form from last season. Hopefully, they can finally get up
yeah,
for
and
Kenny.
they're still unbeaten as well. Just a few draws. I think. Well, last night they beat CM Red Star 4-1. Ciambola getting a hat trick. So I think maybe Ciambola could be the difference for them this season. They've obviously had good goal scorers in the past, but 9 goals in 6 games.
Mm,
If you can keep up that form, then they'll definitely be in around the top three, I'd
definitely more than a
imagine.
goal a game. Cheers,
Yeah.
Eddie.
Aye. But yeah, we'll go in fourth. We'll go Towerlaw, another team who, like Bolton, were in amongst the relegation scrap last season, but they're another one who have recruited very well. It seems like in the summer brought in players from. I think they've got one from Bishop Auckland, if I remember right. They've got a few from the division above. So they obviously got a decent little squad there now, and fourth, 6 games played. Can't really knock that. Probably the biggest game they've had this season was a 7-goal thriller against Chesley Street, who are obviously a strong side. Beat them 4-3. Dean Thexton getting all 4 goals, so he earned
Yeah,
his
no,
place in earned his
yeah, that
place
was
in
the
that
Bishop's
team of the
player,
week.
Dean Thexton.
Yeah, I knew it was one of them was from
Yeah,
Bishop
he scored
Auckland. Yeah.
against Blythe. Beep, 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 beep. Sorry, I remember. But yeah, no, good signing for that level.
Yeah, and I think they've made a few like that, so it's no surprise that they're in amongst the playoffs, to be fair. But
Yeah, no. Oh,
no, I'll let you what you're gonna say.
but yeah, no, not really surprising after how they've recruited. Obviously, a big club Tower lost, but yeah, it's just really interesting. Really, it's very tightly contested at the top of Div 2.
Hmm.
But yeah, but good teams with a lot
Yeah,
of goals as well. So, but
yeah,
as we
but they
said,
did.
it was so early into the season.
Hmm.
You
But they
can't.
did suffer a little bit of a setback last night, losing getting the first loss of the season against Seaton Carew. So there's a little bit of banter on Twitter as well about like going on a warm Wednesday night and beating beating Taulo. Obviously, Taulo always have them accusations about the weather there and just like the sort of the ground in general.
It's
So
awful.
yeah, to get involved with a bit of banter from Seton Crew, I suppose fair play. I think it's went down well in the Northern League scene. I think it's got like 70 likes the tweet now or something like that. So Seton Crew, I'll
Yeah.
touch on them a bit later. Newly promoted side and to go and beat Taulo 3-1. I believe it was. You can't knock that, can
Mhm.
you? So fair play to them. And then I'll sort of just touch a little bit more on the final team in the playoff spots as it stands. Darlington Town. Sort of the last few seasons, they've just sort of solidified themselves. They were in the League Cup final last season against Yarm. Obviously went 3-0 up, but don't know what happened in that game. Yarm ended up winning. But they've started this season very well. Biggest result was beating New Biggin 6-1. Nathan
Mhm.
Stevenson got 5 goals in that game, which is just mental. Especially
Crazy.
New Biggin at the time, I think they'd won 3 out of 3. Look, they were flying, so that result just like took you off guard a decent bit to be fair. I was like, what's going on here? But yeah, Darlington, fair play to them. If they can keep up this form, I'm sure they'll be in the round of the playoffs.
hmm Yeah, they'll definitely be wanting to carry on
Hmm.
from last year. Their form from last season definitely go one further.
Yeah, definitely. So that's sort of how the playoff scene's looking. Obviously, have to take it with a pinch of salt at this time,
hmm
only 6 games in. But I'll just touch a little bit on the newly promoted sides, how they've been faring. As you mentioned, Seton Carew, they've won 3 of the first 6 league games. Biggest one, obviously, Tower last night. They've had a few heavy defeats against Newbiggin and Jarrow, but overall, for like the first 6 games as a Northern League club, first time in the Northern League as well, I don't think you can really knock that where they currently stand in eighth position.
No, but definitely mixing it as well. Especially as you just spoke about there, the towel win that would definitely give them massive confidence that they can go and perform in this league. But obviously the heavy defeats will hurt, but you can take that against Jarrow. Or maybe not against Newbing, but they've improved since last year. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good that they're not just dwindling near the bottom and they're definitely competing.
No, yeah, definitely so. Well done to Seton Carew. The other newly promoted side is Stokesley, who only one win in the first 6 games. It was a big 6-3 win against Durham United, who are struggling at the minute. But when I was sort of looking at the fixtures, it's been pretty tough start for them. They've had to play likes of Bolden, Tower, Darlington, and most of the defeats have just been narrow little one goal deficits. So overall, it seems like obviously just one win in 6 doesn't look very good on paper, but to be in games against tough opposition and just sort of hold your own, obviously not getting the results, but just to be fighting, I don't think it's obviously a poor start, only three
Not the end of
points.
the world though.
Yeah, that's
But
what I mean. Like,
if they know they're in the games, it's obviously very frustrating and
hmm
downing when you're losing those games by margins, especially if they've had chances in the game that could easily go in their favour.
hmm
But the win against Durham, well, that'll give them some confidence. But the look will eventually come.
yeah,
Just got
yes,
to keep on performing and working hard for it, as they'll definitely know. Don't need us
yeah.
telling them.
hmm And then we've got sort of the bottom of the table. We've got Durham United, who also like put without a win this season. They did just get a draw recently against New Bigham, which could maybe give them a bit of confidence. I think it's hard for them this time of the year, being a university side. Obviously,
hmm
I imagine a lot of the players are still sort of at home for the summer, so it's a bit of an awkward period of the season for them. But like I say, that draw might give them a little bit of momentum, that bit of belief that they can sort of bounce back because they've suffered a few heavy
hmm
defeats. And then for Prudhoe, obviously it's not been great start at all, 6 defeats. It has gotten better as the games have went. I'd say the first two, obviously I wasn't there. I was on holiday, but didn't really compete with 2 5-0 losses. But the most like the sort of last 2 3 games, they've competed more, maybe deserved a little bit more out of some of the games, created a bit more chances. But I think it just needs a bit of luck at times. Just some of the chances to go in,
Yeah,
maybe turn a loss into a draw, something like that.
that's all it is, though, isn't it? That is
Hmm
literally all it is. It's just getting that look, getting that maybe that lucky bounce, lucky decision to turn things around. But sometimes when you're just down there, you feel like, oh, when are we going to get one? When's going to be
Yeah.
our turn? So it's just going to be sticking in, but it is so early into the season, as we've said
Yeah,
many times. Another buzzword.
yeah, that's one of the more
That's just
popular
another
ones
word
to
for us
say,
sitting on the
isn't it?
fence.
Yeah, just don't want to make a big statement.
I don't want
But
to upset anyone either.
yeah, but yeah, only 6 games in. It's basically a totally new squad as well. I think there's about 14 signings in the summer, so that will take time to gel. So it's definitely not a greatest start. No
No.
hiding from that, but there's been more positives as the games have went on, and hopefully we can get out of that little relegation zone soon. But yeah, that's how the bottom two sort of stand. Grangetown only one win in their first six. They would probably have hoped to have a bit of a better start after being in sort of relegation scrap 2 seasons running. And RCA down there as well. Unfortunately, just news coming out today. I don't know if you've seen it that
Yeah, no.
their manager Mark Forrest resigning this morning. So I think compared to where they were when he was first brought in, he's definitely put them in a more better
hmm
positive position, which he's done his job in that respect. And I suppose to leave it so early in the season, it's a bit
No.
strange,
Well, no,
but
yeah. You sound like on a tweet the club. Well, I don't know if the club were expecting it. They definitely didn't want to accept it.
yeah, it was like reluctantly
Yeah,
on
reluctantly,
the
yeah.
tweet, wasn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, as you say, to get them miles away from the relegation zone, because they've
hmm
always just been down there. Did a really good job. So I don't know the truth behind that. Will he go for another role, or is he just
Yeah,
could
I'm
just
not
be fed
sure.
up? Isn't
Yeah, you definitely can't. I think overall his time there has been positive. They weren't, like you say, they weren't really close to a relegation battle at all last season. At certain points, so like top half, sort of like just outside the playoffs. Obviously, they dropped down as the season went on, but yeah, it's a bit of a strange one because I know they've recruited quite well in
mm-hmm.
this summer. I saw they got a few players from Benfield. Did not get, was it the Andre
Oh,
Bennett from
Benno.
Benfield? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Benno went. I saw that. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure I mentioned Benfield, but Benfield have a big turnover. They've lost quite a few players.
Yeah,
The
a
likes
few
of
footer players have
Galbraith,
went there.
Aidan Haley. I know Glenn went, and then Benno as well. Who are all big players in that team, and definitely in the changing room and around the club. So lots of turnaround at Benfield. I don't know, we just haven't mentioned them. But
Yeah, to be fair, it looks like they have a very young squad this season because a few like youngsters from Prada last season have made the move to
yeah,
Benfield.
no,
So
they had a couple last year. Well, Fergie using his contacts, he knows quite a few of the young lads in the area who get
yeah,
give him time. But I know, yeah, because Crook, we haven't mentioned Crook, obviously they're different one. They made quite a few signings as well, and I definitely saw Glenn and I remember when Glenn and Aidan both went. I think a day after each other,
yeah,
which was
a
quite
lot of
unexpected.
turnaround.
Which is quite unexpected, to be honest,
Yeah, no, it's
from my
weird.
point of view anyway.
These sort of like these little all these little moves sort of affect loads of clubs across both divisions.
Mhm.
So yeah, a
Well,
lot of change already there. So
Well, it's
we'll see
just
what
weird how
happens.
like these signings can just affect, as you said, affect so many teams in different ways, and it's not like a little effect either. It's quite a
hmm
big pendulum swing, really, about their fortunes, really.
Yeah, but yeah, that's sort of a roundup of Division Two. Sort of keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. That
Yeah, no, it's
too
just
bad.
it.
Yeah,
Like I say, it's hard at this stage of the season to make any big statements. I think that's why we're going to stick to one
we'll leave
episode.
that. We'll leave that for Jack.
Yeah, yeah, let him put some big statement on the line, like York being a Northern League legends or something like that. Some crazy
Well, at least
statement.
the team that's won it the most are actually in the league now, in
Yeah,
Bishops.
that's true.
So
20 times, isn't it? I think.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we
but
21.
we'll talk about bit of a change away from for most clubs, change from league action this weekend. We've got the FA Vars, which is obviously breath of fresh air. Everyone likes the pedigree, the sort of prestige of FA Vars. North East got a lot of history in it, so hopefully some of the North East clubs can get through this round.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, Shields as well. They went very far last year.
Yeah,
We're flying the
furthest
flag
out of
really for the
anyone.
northeast. Yeah,
Yeah. For me, I'm making a trip down to Bradford at the weekend, playing
nice.
yeah, for playing Campion, a step five team, so division above in their region. So it should be a decent one. Last season it was like I forgot what it was exactly. It was Garstang. It was like I want to say it's like near Preston or something. So another away day, which I think is quite cool. I think a home one, if you're playing someone like in your region's a bit
Yeah,
dull,
well,
isn't
no,
it?
well, it's good where you get to play sides that are, as you say, not in your county or region.
hmm
You get a nice away day. So no, hopefully it all goes well, and hopefully it gives put a little turning point and kickstarts
Yeah,
their season.
yeah,
Because that's
little
that's what
FA
it is.
Vars
I know.
upset.
Yeah, although say it's a break from league action, it's a chance to get a win and then go far in the cup.
No, yeah, definitely. So good luck to all the Northern League sides competing in FA Vars. Hopefully get some teams through. But yeah, that wraps everything up for me for this episode. I don't know if you've got anything to add, Leo.
Um, well, I think
Is
we
there
can do that.
anything we've missed?
Probably just like the little predictions. I know
Oh
we
yeah,
won't be
yeah.
doing
Well,
many.
yeah, listeners, if you're still listening, drop your predictions in as
Yeah,
well. We're gonna give a little. Or do you say we're gonna give a top
I
two
think we're
for
just top
both?
two. We're not doing any relegated sides
Yeah,
or.
no, it's too early for that. Isn't it?
Well, these could be really bad. I know who's winning.
And
I don't know. I haven't picked any for Div 2, so this is
well,
just
I'll
me on the
just
spot.
yeah, I
So
won't
why
give
don't
Div
you do
one.
Div 2 and I'll do Div 1?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
go with that.
Well, I'm gonna be really boring.
I
Bishops are
haven't
gonna win the
even
league
I
by a
haven't even thought of
mile.
mine yet. Yeah, Bishops.
By and I've already kind of mentioned it. I think by like 10, well, maybe like 15, 10. Fucking Leo, pick one.
10 or
We'll go
15.
like, yeah. No, we'll go in the middle. I'll be safe. In between 10 and 15 points.
Mhm.
I just think their squad is too good and they've started really well. If they kind of they kind of like stop started and they were kind of inconsistent, but they've just motored on.
Mhm.
And I don't see them stopping now. They've kind of got going. I just think they'll go from strength to strength.
No,
Unless
it's
like
valid.
anything changes drastically, which I don't think will.
Yeah. There's obviously they've made all this business to be straight back up there, haven't they? So yeah, I think that's a very
And
reasonable
then
choice.
second, oh, I don't know. I don't want to be boring, but Blythe Town there. But I could easily put Blythe Town there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could really knock you for that. Let's have a look. Let's get this table up on my phone.
But he's quite. No, you know what?
No, you just go with it. Oh, are you gonna go with a rogue shout again?
I'm gonna go Redcar Town.
Oh, really? Back to back promotions.
But
That would be interesting. That would definitely be
I'm gonna go
interesting.
Redcar Town. I've kind of seen their results and how they've started, and they look a really good side, and
Mm.
getting results, and obviously haven't lost yet. I could look like an idiot in 2 weeks.
Redcar Town
But
playoff
I don't
winners.
really see them. Obviously, I think they'll be definitely. I think they'll definitely be in around the playoffs.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair enough. So
But
that's what you're locking in with.
the safe bet would be Blythe Town, but I was a bit boring picking the newly promoted sides. Although I think they are both really good teams
Yeah.
because, as I've already said, they've kept most of the core from last year. They've lost a few, but then they've gained a couple.
Hmm.
In the likes of Bailey Adamson and Luke Parker, who are both really good players.
Yeah.
But have kept the likes of Adam Johnson, Ben Franklin as well, another good player who was
Hmm.
there last year, notched a couple goals. So, but yeah, I'll go Redcar Town
Yeah,
for
I like
second.
that. I like that bit of a bold choice. So Bishop Bishop winners and then Redcar
Yeah,
to go up in the playoffs.
Bishops by a long shot. I don't think anyone gets near them.
Right.
It won't be like last year, Gisborough and Shildon, where it's like neck and neck. I think Bishops are far too good for this league, far
Fair
too
enough.
good.
Fair enough.
And
I'll just quickly
that's nothing against the other sides, by the way.
yeah. No, you gotta be confident in these takes if you're predicting. I'm gonna go with
Product.
it's just it's it's the league winner. I think the top two will be well, I think the teams that I think will go up will be Taulo. I think Taulo will go up through the playoffs. I just think the squad that they've got, like obviously they have a decent budget this season. I think that'll um that'll get them over the line, get them back in Division One.
I was
And
going
then
to
I
say
think
they definitely want to get back in there.
yeah, and I think it'll be Jarrows, yeah.
It's got to be on it.
I think
It's
with
got
Siambola, I
it's
think
got it's now or never, isn't it? Really.
I think he'll be a difference maker. I've still got a lot of the team they had last season. So I think I'm gonna go with Jarrow and
Yeah.
Taulo.
Yeah. No.
That's my early
Yeah.
predictions.
No. I was definitely thinking Jaro.
Hmm.
Stephen up there, as you literally mentioned, he's bagging already. And if you can keep him firing, keep him fit, or he don't get poached by anyone,
Yeah, that could happen.
which
That's
could
a
happen.
possibility.
But if he stays there throughout the season, he'll probably get like 20. Well, he's already got 9 already.
Yeah, 9
Well, it looks
already.
like he'll get 30 goals or like 40, like
Yeah,
Haaland.
yeah. No, it's
It's like
ridiculous.
Haaland numbers. So if they can keep him there, he'll definitely be the difference
Hmm. Yeah,
by a
so
mile.
that
Yeah,
wraps
yeah.
everything for definite now. Yeah, we've got the predictions in. So yeah, thank you for listening. Obviously, the first episode of the new season. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, it wasn't a little bit earlier on in the season, but we've got one out now and sort of give her a chance to review a few more games instead of just going game by game. if we start a little bit earlier. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it was good. We got to review the teams, which I think is a little bit better. But I think I don't know. Would you want to do this for? Well, it's going to be 2 weeks, isn't it?
yeah, I think every
Give it
two
another
weeks is fair
fortnight.
enough.
While the games are because they're very quick at the minute. It's just Saturday, Tuesday, or and
Hmm.
Wednesday. Um, so I don't know if we'll go back to the weekly roundups or we'll just do the team by team. Depends how much changes really. If
Yeah,
we're talking about a load of different teams in and about who've drastically changed their form, then we'll probably do the same thing. So I kind of enjoyed that where we're going over certain teams and talking about their starts to the season. So, but
no, yeah, definitely.
a lot's going to happen in 2 weeks, and we could just look like absolute pair of
Yeah, I
morons.
wouldn't be surprised if that happened either.
Yeah,
So
it's not a
we'll
shock
just
with
wait
us
and see.
really, is it?
Yeah,
It's
we'll just wait and
nothing
see.
new.
No, no, we'll see what happens. So yeah, thank you very much for listening, guys.
Yeah,
Hope you enjoyed it. It's all from
yeah.
us.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thank you. See you later.